So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session of Soka University, Japan. And thank you very much for your participation today. I am very delighted to be with all of you, despite of the distance and the different time zones. So my name is Hitomi Wayama, and I'm the staff of the International Affairs of Soka University. Today, I would like to explain why Soka University is a great place to study, discover your own potential, and achieve your own goals. So let me start the presentation. So these are the contents we will be explaining today. And you can check that we will have also a panel discussion here with the current students, so you can have an idea of the campus life from their perspective. And also, if you have some questions, we will have a time for Q&A in the end. So please do not hesitate to ask anything about our university or about the admissions process. Okay, so firstly, let me introduce you the academic programs of our university. So international students can enroll in our master programs or undergraduate programs. However, today I will talk mainly about the undergraduate programs. Here we have two main pillars. One is composed by the programs offered in Japanese, while the other one is offered in English. Under the programs offered in Japanese, there are 8 faculties. I will introduce you briefly each faculty later. The admission process of them is realized basically in Japanese and requires a high proficiency of the language. However, for those who are not fluent in Japanese, we offer the BECA, that is a preparatory course where students learn intensively the Japanese language in order to enter in the faculties using Japanese in the next year. And under the programs offered in English, there are 5 faculties: economics, business, law, letters, and international liberal arts. This program does not require fluency in Japanese and can be completed entirely in English. And all the classes at the Faculty of International Liberal Arts are offered in English. However, in other faculties, there are classes conducted in Japanese too. So today I'll focus on those programs. Here we call them as English Medium Programs, EMP programs. So about the faculties, now I just want to introduce you the faculties that we have in Soka University. And these are the undergraduate programs that we offer in English and Japanese. So Faculty of Economics, Business Administration, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Letters, and here the Faculty of International Liberal Arts is only in English. And these faculties offer classes only in Japanese. So we have here the Faculty of Science and Engineering, Faculty of Education, and Faculty of Nursing. However, we have also courses in English in the Faculty of Science and Engineering in the graduate course. So now I would like to share a video of our university to you to know more about these faculties and more about our university.
"40 minutes by train from central Tokyo, Soka University is surrounded by the bounties of nature. Dedicated to cultivating creative global citizens, the university has 8 faculties. The Faculty of Economics fosters students to meet the age of globalization. Through various programs, including the study of economics in English, students acquire the international communication skills needed to lead the future. The Faculty of Business Administration aims to foster specialists rich in humanity who can be active on the world stage. It develops business leaders who can respond to the change in times and be globally active in the new era. The motto of the Faculty of Law is globalism and career-oriented principles. Responding to the current focus on globalization, the courses prepare students for careers in the legal profession, the diplomatic service, the civil service, and the private sector. The Faculty of Letters fosters humanistic leaders fully aware of different cultures and the pursuit of happiness for all. Through education and research covering a wide cultural range, including language, literature, philosophy, history, and society, it develops creative individuals who can be active both in Japan and overseas. The Faculty of Education has fostered many students who have succeeded in teacher employment examinations and are now active all over the country. The Departments of Education and Primary Education both conduct undergraduate education and academic research based on the humanistic principles of Soka's founding spirit. The Faculty of Science and Engineering contributes to the peace and development of mankind through science and technology. The Departments of Information Systems Science and Symbiosis Science and Engineering foster human resources able to assist with the development of science technology based on humanism. Based on the principle of life's inherent sanctity, the Faculty of Nursing pursues compassionate nursing to bring out the power to live. It fosters human care professionals filled with personal magnetism, resourcefulness, practical nursing skills, and a global mind. The Faculty of International Liberal Arts cultivates the global-minded human resources with practical English abilities and cross-cultural awareness who will be in demand in the 21st century. Multinational instructors provide demanding courses based on top global standards, small high-intensity classes, one-semester overseas study programs, and other features. Students who are worried about their Japanese language ability can take Japanese programs before entering their faculty. In the English medium programs, students can earn academic degrees and master's degrees by taking classes conducted entirely in English. And the Japan Studies Center, where international students come into contact with practical Japanese language and culture. Soka University is making a global leap forward. The Japanese term Soka means value creation. Believing that this is the fundamental purpose of education, educator Tsune Saburo Makiguchi published the System of Value Creating Pedagogy in 1930. Makiguchi's successor, Josei Toda, furthered his belief. And in 1971, Soka University was founded by Dr. Daisaku Ikeda, who devoted himself to carrying forward his mentor Josei Toda's ideals and visions. The stone monument in the Tabidachi no Niwa garden, located in the center of the university, is engraved with the founding principles. Be the highest seat of learning for humanistic education. Be the cradle of a new culture, and be a fortress for the peace of humankind. And
開学の日に創立者は学生のために2つの指針を送ってくださいました。英知を磨くは何のため、君をそれを恐るるな。労苦と使命の中にのみ人生の宝は生まれる。この指針は、学生生活のみだけではなくて、社会に出た時、また仕事をしている時も、自分の心に刻んでいきたいと思っています。
Moreover, many research and educational projects are being conducted to contribute to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and their results are drawing wide attention. Study the world and learn the world in order to work for global peace and happiness. Even though the path may be uncertain, never stop moving forward. Soka University, a global hub for humanistic education. Discover your potential.
Okay, so thank you very much. And thank you also for the questions in the chat. We will be responding later. Okay, so I will just continue my presentation. And now let's move to the history of international program and its impact here in Soka University. And our international program started with the reception of Chinese students. So in September of 1972, the government of China and Japan issued the Japan-China Joint Communique. This established and normalized diplomatic relations between Japan and People's Republic of China. And with this achievement, the Chinese government decided to start sending students to Japan in order to have a cultural exchange. However, no universities in Japan had offered opportunity for those Chinese students. And in December of 1974, our founder Ikeda met with Zhou Enlai, the then premier of the People's Republic of China, and had dialogues on how best to foster the youth in both countries. And after Ikeda came back to Japan, he met with Chinese embassy staff in Tokyo and was informed of the challenge that no universities were able to accept Chinese students. So then our founder decided to accept the students to Soka University and became their guarantor. Okay, so this was actually the first case in Japan. And with the acceptance of international students, the Beka Preparatory Japanese Language Program was established. One of the students that came at that occasion as a Chinese exchange student was Chen Yonghua. He became the ambassador to Japan, the Chinese ambassador to Japan, and served to strengthen this diplomatic relations and friendship between the countries. He also came back to our campus and delivered a lecture in 2018. Another gentleman who was a student from Moscow University in the 80s and studied at Soka University became a Russian ambassador to Japan 35 years later. He is now the Russian ambassador to Japan. So now let's move to our goal and vision. So as presented by the video, our ultimate goal is to foster global citizens who can create value under any circumstances. And here are our founding principles. Be the highest seed of learning for humanistic education. Be the cradle of a new culture. Be a fortress for the peace of humankind. All of our activities are based on them. And we have made a great development, particularly in the past 10 years. Soka University's proposal was adopted for the top global university project led by Japanese Ministry of Education. Soka University's efforts and initiatives obtained its highest appraisal of grade S in the interim evaluation of them. And we obtained its highest appraisal of S for 2 years consecutively, and this feat was achieved by only 4 universities out of 34 participating in this project. And these activities that were recognized by the Ministry of Education and resulted in our selection to the project were the globalization of students, so increasing students' diversity and sending more students abroad, globalization of undergraduate programs, so creating classes to foster global citizenships, to foster global citizens, and globalization of administrative and institutional arrangements on campus, and the development of the hub for a humanistic education. So thanks to the support of this project, we could have the following outcomes. So we have a collaborative research project in Ethiopia, another research project in Malaysia also. And we also organized an international symposium on Africa and sustainable development goals. Okay, so talking now about the students' activities towards SDGs in Japan and the world. So SDGs are known as Sustainable Development Goals, and they were adopted by 193 UN member states in September 2015 to work towards building a sustainable society, and our students have developed some unique projects as part of their research and actions to contribute to these goals. So this is one example of them. And in this project, students from the Faculty of Economics made creative garbage bins to motivate people to separate garbage. They are very simple garbage bins. So you can see they're made of cardboard box plus LED lights. But however, these bins motivated people to separate garbage and reduced the number of janitors who use separate garbage at summer festivals in Saitama Prefecture. And also, this photo taken by our student was taken during the Soka University Festival, the festival that we have here, and with other international students. And among 50,000 photos, it was selected for the final stage in the photo contest run by the United Nations called The World We Want. You can see the strength, hope, and unity in this photo. And also our students, 2 from economics and 1 from law, attended the international seminar organized by Harvard University and discussed global markets and economy as social policy and justice with other students gathered from 90 countries. Okay, so now let's move to the students' life. Okay, as presented by the video, our students are very diverse. So this is our top 11 ranking for international students countries. So many are from Asia, but some from Brazil, United States, Africa, and Europe as well. So approximately 670 students are from 60 countries and regions. Okay, so as mentioned before, we also provide support for international exchange programs. Since our establishment, the number of partnerships with universities abroad has increased drastically. And today we have cooperation agreements with 225 universities from 62 countries and territories. So some of our partner universities are University of Bologna in Italy, Nanyang Technological University in Singapore, University of Montreal in Canada, and Cairo University in Egypt. And we have also overseas offices to further promote academic exchanges. So one in China, South Korea, Thailand, and the Philippines. And one in Nairobi, Kenya is coming soon. And in our international affairs office, where I'm working now, located on Japanese campus, we provide assistance to international students who came to Japan, as well as Japanese students who wants to go abroad. So we organize events and tours for international students in order to provide opportunities to build bonds and of friendship with other students and also experience Japanese culture. So these are some pictures of the events that we have organized to the international students. So we have Welcome Party, Yamanashi Tour, Disneyland Tour, and Hakone Ekiden Race Tour. And for career support, we also provide individual career counseling sessions at our career center. We provide a complete support system to students where our alumni also collaborate to the current students' job hunting activities. So here you can check some of the companies where international students have entered. So here in Japan, for example, IBM, Goldman Sachs, or PwC, HIS. Here are some companies of another countries. For example, Brazil, you have Ajinomoto here also, or China, and so on. So two of our alumni have shared the following words regarding their experience studying at Soka. So Ha Jion, who is currently working at Samsung and in Korea, says, I can confirm that every experience I had during my study abroad in Soka University is now valuable to my current workplace. And also Alan Maihara, who is working at Uber in Brazil, says, the 4 years I spent there were amazing. So sometimes I found myself thinking that I wouldn't experience something similar if I have opted for another university. So, and about the living environment, international students can stay at our dormitory for 1 year, and their fees cost around 300 to 308,000 Japanese yen per year. So we have 4 female dormitories and 2 male dormitories available for international students. In this slide, we show some pictures of our male on-campus dormitory. So it's Takayama International Dormitory. And these are some features of one of our female on-campus dormitory, Mayo International Dormitory. So we have shared places and we have the individual personal places also. Okay, so now let's move to the applications, tuition, and financial aid. Okay, so since today we're focusing in undergraduate programs admissions, I would like to introduce you some basic information about our EMP, English medium programs. So in this program, students can complete the whole course using only in English, and the fluency in Japanese is not required. So here are the eligibility requirements and necessary documents for application. So basically, students need to have the English proficiency indicated in this table and need to have the high school education completed or expected to complete it. So for this standardized tests, here are some major ones. However, we also accept the national exams of each country. So please check our website for further information about that. And in this table, you can check the timing for application and when the results will be announced. So please note that the enrollment of FILA, International Liberal Arts, is a little bit different from the other faculties. So it starts only in the April of the next year, the following year. So however, successful applicants to FILA, there is an option of studying Japanese language from September of the year of the exception before the enrollment for 1 semester as a student in the non-degree program. So in that case, the student will pay the tuition for undergrad non-degree program and can have access to Japanese language classes. And here I would like to explain briefly the financial aid system of our university. So the first one is the tuition fee waiver scholarship. So according to the annual income of the student, the exemption ratio can be of 100%, 50%, 25%, or 0%. So for those who intend to enter in undergraduate programs and the income is under 4 million Japanese, you can have a full tuition waiver from 4 to 8 million, a tuition waiver of 50%, from 8 to 10 million, a tuition waiver of 25%. And in case if it's above 10 million Japanese, then there's no waiver. However, if you are applying to BECA preparatory Japanese language program and your annual income is under 10 million Japanese yen, 50% of the tuition will be waived. In case it's above it, there is no waiver. So the tuition waiver will be valid for 1 year, and the review of exemption rate for the subsequent academic year will be conducted yearly. So the student needs to apply for the exemption in each year. So this is the tuition fees for these faculties here. So regarding the administration fee, everyone has to pay for full fee. For the registration fee, it is the same. So everyone has to pay the full fee. However, for the tuition, the amount will be different based on the percentage waived. So for example, 25%, 50%, or 100%. And the same applies to the school fees. So 25%, 50%, or 100%. And the total amount will be like this. So now, compared to the other faculties, the International Liberal Arts, FILA, is a little bit higher, but it can also be waived as shown on the table here. Okay, so please note that the admission and the registration fees remains the same. Okay, so here the school fees can be also waived depending on your household annual income, and the total amount can be calculated as the following here. And the second financial aid that we have here in Soka University is the monthly stipend that does not need to be paid back. And it's called Makiguchi Foundation Scholarship for International Students. So for the first semester after entrance, all students will receive the same scholarship or 30,000 Japanese yen. However, after the second semester, the monthly amount can be 50,000 yen, 40,000 yen, or 30,000 yen. And it will be granted to the students in descending order from the highest GPA. So according to your grades, the amount will differ. And this scholarship also applies for only 1 year and requires an application every year. Okay, so from the tables I have shown you, here I can give you a simple simulation of the costs of John Soka's case. So he's a current high school student who wants to apply to the Faculty of Economics, and his family's annual income is less than 4 million yen. So he can have a 100% waiver for the tuition here. And in his case, the tuition and school fees can be fully waived. So which means that he will have to prepare the fees of 260,000 yen here. Besides that, we have the airplane fee, the dormitory fees, and the living expenses. Okay, so now I have talked a lot, and now I would like to call our current enrolled students to share their experience at Soka University. So I will call them, and they will give us firstly a self-introduction. So please, Shinichiro, could you introduce yourself?
Right. Hello everyone. So my name is Yusrian Pada. I'm an international student from Indonesia. I'm currently studying in Soka University from the Faculty of Economics. I'm part of the English Student program, and I'm currently a third year student. So nice to meet all of you.
Thank you. So now Sheila.
Hey, so hi everyone. My name is Sheila Chan. You can call me Sheila, and I am from Malaysia. And I'm in my second year studying in Soka University in the Faculty of Letters in the Department of Human Science. Nice to meet all of you.
So thank you so much. And now I would like to move to the questions. So if you would like to share your screen to share some information or pictures, please feel free to do so. And the first question is, what motivated you to study at Soka University? Okay, so first, maybe Shinichiro, can you just share your experience?
All right, thank you very much. So for my case, so when I was in high school, I was actually like looking at an opportunity to like being able to study abroad, especially in Japan. So I tried to search up a lot on the internet, and then I was introduced to Soka University by one of my seniors. And in fact, some of them have even studied here before. So yeah, after listening to their experiences, I went through and tried to look more onto like the university profiles to know more. And also I also try to look into the profile of the professors and also try to read papers that they have published. And then I was really interested in what they have pitched and what they have write. And I think that is where like kind of piqued my interest. And then I tried to go into the website of the university and read the philosophy there. And I think it was at that time that I really did. I think that this is the university that I want to go. So it is why I then tried to apply, and here I am at Soka University. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Sheila?
Hey, so for me, I also have a sibling. I have an older sister who's studying here in Soka University as well. She came here 4 years before I did. And part of my decision to study here in Soka University is influenced by her. But at the same time, I also want to make sure that I really want to study here. So I also did a lot of research like Shinichiro by visiting the Soka University website and comparing it to other universities in Japan, because as we all know, there's a lot of good and famous universities in Japan. But what ultimately made me choose Soka University is because of its mission statement. I think you can find this in the website as well. So it says there that Soka University will want to foster individuals that will be committed to serving peace and happiness of the people. So after reading this, it made me understand that the goal of Soka University is not to foster world #1 people, but to foster individuals that will do their best in their own way and contribute to the society in their own abilities. So this is something that resonated with me because it matches with the kind of university life that I had envisioned for myself and also the kind of education that I want to pursue. So this was what motivated me to study here in Soka University. Yep, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And now we'll just move to a simple question. Are you engaged in any club activities or extracurriculum activities at Soka University?
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't say I'm joining in the club activities, but let me share screen a bit. Oh. Give me a second. Right. Mm, Right. Yeah, so I'm currently part of one of the resident assistant in one of the male dormitory. So I think, from you mentioned before, there is a dormitory for males, and in that dormitory is for first year students that coming from not only Japan but a lot of places in the world, and they can stay there. And what I do is that we provide assistance to the students there. So, for example, if students could speak Japanese, we have people that are able to translate stuff to them, and maybe a lot of paperwork that they need to do, or like how to introduce where to go, or like how about groceries and all of the stuff. And that is what we try to support students, and especially like in this pandemic situation, we are trying to create a more safer environment so that despite we have a lot of people in the dome, but it is still a very safe environment that everyone can come here to study and still be able to enjoy the life as dormitory students. Another activity that I joined is actually is on this bottom right picture. It's called a Herprise community. So what this community is that we are a lot of students from different faculties of our university. It's either Japanese or English program. Is all of us are here, and what we do is that we are trying to create business that are able to help creating a better world. So it kind of aligns with the SDG. And in fact, our community was also being supported by the United Nations of Japan. So here they encourage us to get more students, not only from Soka University, but we collaborated with students from other universities across Japan too, to create impacts that we are able to have a better world to live. And this is the activity that I'm doing right now.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Sheila?
Thank you. So I am not part of any club activities right now, but I am part of an association called the Foreign Students Association. I will also share my screen. Okay, so this is the Foreign Student Association. It's actually a group of international students studying here in Soka University. And our goal is to create activities and come up with events to support other international students. So we provide them with opportunities to make new friendships, meet each other, and basically to allow them to have a more fun and fulfilling student life here in Japan. So the picture on the bottom is actually one of our events that we have hosted this year. It's called the International Cultural Appreciation Festival, where once a year, all the international students come together to showcase their talent and all. Yeah, we have a lot of fun activities where international students can freely express themselves. And every year in Soka University, we will host a university festival. So right now, Shinichiro and I are also part of the staff members to create events for the international students in the Soka University Festival. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing also the pictures. Thank you so much. And moving to the other question is, are you doing any part-time job?
Right. Yeah. So for me, I'm doing a part-time job in the campus. So in Soka University, we have a place called WLC. So WLC, or long we call it the World Language Center, is a place where students, regardless of their faculty and department, they can come and learn the language. So it's kind of like a self-access center, which means that everyone can come and choose whichever or whatever they want to participate. So in World Language Centers, there's a lot of brands such as places that students can come and learn English or improve their writing skills with the feedback from experts, or learning new languages such as Spanish or Korean. And there's a lot of other languages available. And what I'm working here in this place is called a program called English Forum. So here we create a place where students can come and communicate, have a conversation, discussion in English. So something like an English instructor. So what we do is that students can have a academic discussion, or they can share their culture and many more topics that we have covered. So the overall is to like try to encourage students to talk more English, and yeah, that is currently what my part-time job is.
Thank you. How about you, Sheila?
So I am actually working the same part-time job as Shinichiro on campus as an English Forum staff member. But I have another part-time job that is off campus as well. But this one is pretty rare for an international student to work in Japan. So there is actually a museum that's nearby our school, and I'm working there. So I just so happened to receive a wonderful opportunity from a senior of mine to work there. But normally for international students, they work in, I would say, the convenience shop is one of the most frequent part-time job for international students.
Okay, thank you so much for the information. And now the next question is, please share your challenging and or great experience through your life in Japan.
Right. I would say like maybe challenges is like when I first come to Japan, I don't even know like zero. I have zero in the Japanese language proficiency. So coming here with just knowing how to say thank you in Japanese and good morning, and yeah, it's a at that time I was like very nervous, very scared. Like, am I able to even survive in here? But I think after coming here, yeah, it's still we need to understand a bit of the language, but I think a lot of my friends or even the assistant from the dormitory like helps me a lot. Like they, despite I couldn't speak Japanese, they try to speak English with me and help me with like for work. So in terms of challenges, I would say language is maybe one of the biggest challenge, but I don't think we need to worry about that, because actually in the university itself, like even though we take a full English courses like me, so the university have provided Japanese language courses that you can take. So right, you have a lot of English classes, and then you can take Japanese classes to help you be able to have a conversation with your other friends. So like it will be able to improve your Japanese more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Sheila?
So for me, I actually came to Japan right before the pandemic became serious. It was the March of last year. Hold on, I will share my screen as well. Yeah, so this was the first and the last face-to-face gathering before everything went online due to the worsening condition of the pandemic. So after that class, all the classes went online, and even our entrance ceremony for the first year students are canceled. So I guess the most hardest experience for me was that I didn't get to have a usual experience one would have as a first year student, like making new friends on campus and all. And one of the most challenging thing was to improve my Japanese, because I am taking both classes in English and also in Japanese. So for me, I actually learned Japanese back in Malaysia before I came. But even though I had, knowledge in Japanese, it took some time for me to truly understand my professors and also my other Japanese classmates. So sometimes I had a hard time understanding them, and sometimes they had a hard time understanding me as well. And on top of that, it's all in an online situation. So the whole situation was pretty tough. But I think this is something that most of the international students go through during the first few months of their study abroad life here in Japan. It's normal. So thankfully for me, I was living in a dormitory. Here are my dormitory pictures. So in living in a dormitory, I had the opportunity to make new friends with not just Japanese people, but from people all around the world. So even during such a difficult time, I was able to create a new kind of friendship that we would always encourage each other through the tough times. So I would have to say it's thanks to my dormitory members that I was able to survive and kind of get through my first year in Japan, where I had to get used to a lot of different things. And besides that, I also participated in a lot of activities that's organized by the university. So over there, I also met a lot of new friends online. And that was how I was able to enjoy my university life, even though it's a little bit different compared to normal.
So thank you again so much for your answers. And I imagine how hard the struggles were. And I'm glad to know that you had support to overcome everything. Okay, so thank you so much. And what are the strengths of Soka University in your opinion?
Right. For me, I would say like the quality of education. So like this is like, I mean, when we think of going to university or like just going to schools, we usually like come there and get some scores, right? But a lot of professors that I meet here actually like they really want to focus on the education. Like there's even some professors told me like just focus on learning. The score is later part, and I think that's really like opened my mind, like because back in my high school, I was always thinking about okay, how can I achieve a better score during the exam, like how can I just perform better. But in here, like a lot of professors just told me like, yeah, just focus on studying. Like once you understand, like everything will just go. So I think that is a part that I never think about when I was in my high school. But now here, I kind of really appreciate like being able to focus all of your mind just studying what you wanted to. I think that is a very, very great strength that I think was very. Thank you.
Thank you. How about you, Sheila?
Yeah, I agree with Shinichiro about the quality of education here. But besides that, I think the strength of Soka University is definitely the people here in this university, the professors, the students, and the staffs. They're all really kind and embracing regardless of whoever you are. So over here, I think our voices, the students' voices are always heard. They always find a way to support us no matter what. And besides that, it's also really diverse here as well. There are more international students than you think. And because of the diversity here, I think it's a very good place to not just learn academically, but also to grow as a person by expanding your perspective intellectually and also culturally as well. So I think these are the strengths of the Soka University.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm happy to hear all of that from you. And please now talk about the potential future career or dream after your graduation from Soka University.
Right. So for me, I mean, when I first come here, I don't really have like a solid dreams, but I think after 2 years studying economics, a lot of professors I met, and one of professor particularly like he was specialized in economics. So just to basically that is a field focus on property. And while having a discussion, a talk with him, he encouraged me to deep down on that issue because like in the place that I live, East Asia, there is a lot of like issues about property, and I would say it is the duty of me to help them. And this is why for me, I wanted to contribute myself to like the economic condition in my countries and also East region. So I would say I would maybe develop into that part. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, Sheila?
Okay, so I actually don't have a concrete plan as to what I want to do after graduate, but through my experience here in Soka University, I have developed a strong interest towards language. And I also became someone who is constantly thinking about how we can play an active role in improving the society. So now I'm thinking that it would be great if I could work as a translator or an interpreter in the future, because like I've shared previously, there's a lot of activities here for the international students. And through that activities, one of the opportunities that I received was to translate Japanese to English for international students who don't really know Japanese. So through that process, I started having a strong interest towards language and all. And besides that, this is a personal dream of mine, but I also hope to publish something of mine in the future. Of course, there's still a long way to go, but this is something that I hope to achieve one day. Thank you.
So, thank you so much for your answers, and thank you so much for your participation today. And now I'll just go back to the slides. wait a second. Okay, so here, this concludes our presentation, and I hope we were able to convince you, all of you, about why Soka University is a great place for study and enjoy your student life here in Japan. So we are looking forward to welcome you on our beautiful campus. Thank you very much for your attention. It was very fun. And some questions were already answered by chat, but if you have more questions, we are happy to answer them now. Or if you have some questions, more complicated questions, and you want to just ask us privately, you can just send an email for us in this email address here. So I'm working at the International Affairs Office admissions. So please write to intloff@soka.ac.jp for more information about the entrance exams, admission procedures for undergraduate programs, okay? For graduate programs, graduate school, please refer to these two addresses here, okay? So the admission procedures are a little bit different. The dormitories are different also. The scholarship is different. So many things on the graduate school is different from the undergraduate program. So please make sure to check with them all the procedures, okay? So once again, thank you very much for your participation today. Thank you.
I like about Soka everything. So when I came here, I was studying, and the teacher are great because they help us a lot. And the campus, I really like the Soka's campus because it have a lot of trees. So I always walking around before my classes and see how beautiful it is. And I really like the International Affairs Office staff because they are really help to us. Every time that I have a question or I have some troubles, I know that they will help me.
I like the people here while doing my exchange here in Soka University because I have the chance to mingle with the students from all around the world and also the Japanese people, and to experience the Japanese university life.
The support facilities, the nice people, and the beautiful nature environment, I like all of them.
Soka University, I like the environment first. The environment about its people, students, lecturers, and even the system, how it operates. I just like Soka University with everything in it. People are awesome, very friendly. They help you in every aspect that you need in life. So they make you feel like you should be doing something great, and they give you the challenge in everyday life.
It is a beautiful nature for season, and we can practice every day.
I like the students and the teachers here. For me, the students here are very friendly and helpful. They take their time to help me in any way possible, just to help solve my problems here in Japan and in Soka University. As for the teachers, I think that they are very responsible for their teachings, and that I get motivated to study here in Soka University.
What do I like most about Soka is its state-of-the-art facilities. I was able to be motivated of my studies because of the kind of environment the Soka University gives us.
I like everything about Soka, from the lessons I took, to my lecturers, to the friends I made, to the facilities. I like everything about Soka. I describe Soka as a family in one word because I have experienced such great support from the cook Saika and my Zandrisses in the dormitory, and then extended to everyone around me. So it made me feel quite at home. So I'd say family.
Soka is an experience. Coming to Soka University, I experienced for the first time making friends from all over part of the world. Speaking in Japanese is also my first time. And I also experienced in Soka University the weather, which is amazing.
I think it is friendship. I make a lot of friends here, and all of them is so sweet and friendly.
Awesome. Soka University is just awesome. Everything in it is excellent, perfect. Both lecturers, staff, students, and even environment.
The best word that I could give to Soka is having a genuine heart, a school that has a genuine heart, because it provided opportunity for those students who are really deserving to study abroad and giving them the chance to immerse into other cultures, while at the same time respecting other cultures and getting to know other people from different countries of the world as well.
If you want me to use one word to describe Soka University, it would be beautiful. Because Soka University has wonderful people, and the campus is surrounded by beautiful landscapes and the facilities.
Soka University is an excellent world-class university. I was able to surround it by nice people, nice friends, and nice environment.
I want to describe Soka in one word, such as discover, because when I came to Japan, to Soka, I was discovering a new world here, because I was talking from the people from all over the world, and I learned a lot of things from them, and I learned a lot of things from about Japan when I came to Soka. So I think that this is a word.
Well, I was given a short time of studying in Soka, so during my study here in Soka, I was more motivated to continue my studies here. So maybe when I get back, I'll get a job and save, and so I can go back here again and get a master's.
I plan to continue my studies back in my country. I love studying so much that it is not a burden for me, although my age is increasing. I will also continue studying Japanese. After coming to Soka University, I became so interested in learning Japanese.
So considering how much I have learned from Soka and studying in Japan, my first short-term goal is when I go back home, I am going to try my best to make an impact in my immediate environment, which is in my school. So I want to start a project, and it will be like a mini cook cycle of sorts, so that we could also help the guys who are coming in to study at my school, from my literature department to everyone else who's really coming into my school. That's my short-term goal. And my long-term goal has always been to build care center for people of all ages. And I have come to Soka and discovered that I actually like teaching. So maybe I just might be a teacher sometime.
Before I came to Japan, I was really like this country, and I thinking about if I want to live here or in Russia. And after I studied at Soka, I started to think that I really want to live in Japan because it's a great country, and Soka gives me a really great chance to understand this. And I want to work like with all my heart, like Japanese people do. And and I think about to go to undergraduate school at Soka University, but I want to work at first to understand what I want to learn at the future.
After return to Korea, I will continue my study and start my job hunting. I wish to work at a place that can use Japanese.
Wow. I have a lot of plans after studying in Soka. First of all, I learned about philosophy in Soka, about the great sensei, Dr. Isaki Ikeda, about the philosophy of humanity. My major is literature, and I also want to do that. I want to spread the mission for humanity and education for value. So when I go back, I want to graduate and help my society just study the same way the great sensei brought Soka University into place. So you see, like, Soka University is helping a lot of people. I think also this is a mission that I should take back. I really want to help people get education for value and service to humanity. That's a great education that I learned in Soka University.
I will continue my study at University of Indonesia and focus on writing my graduation thesis.
After the 5-month exchange program here in Soka University, I will continue my final year of studies back in my university in Malaysia. Yeah, and upon graduation, I will start working for the company.